All
Hello
right.
again, Penn, Ohio members and viewers. We're back today to talk about DOCSIS 4. And with me today is Chris King, a senior solutions architect, 25 plus year industry veteran, and a member of SET for over 20 years at Harmonic. Chris, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking some time with us today to talk about DOCSIS 4.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Look forward to it.
So we've got a lot of material, and you and I were talking before the show about the different iterations of DOCSIS 4 and some of the recent developments and announcements that have come out around it. So, how about just starting off and telling us a little bit about you outside of your title that I just described? What's your background in the industry, and what are you doing right now for Harmonic?
Yeah, after college, I started working in the datacom industry, building LANs and WANs and enterprise type stuff, and moved into got an opportunity to go work for one of my customers, which ended up talking about building this all fiber network throughout my throughout the town I lived in, and I still live in. And we built out about somewhere around 30,000 miles of fiber. I'm sorry, 3,000 miles of fiber
I was
in
going to say
this little
that's a lot.
town. Yeah, my bad. But we built out about 3,000 miles of fiber. That's got to be cut. Again, we built out 3,000 miles of fiber throughout the county and city. Started with BPON actually back in the day and migrated to the first GPON shelf that was deployed, at least from our vendor at the time. Um, and then from there, I migrated over into doing remote installation and stuff, design for DOCSIS for the old Cisco UBR stuff. So got a little bit of history there. Did installs, did full head in builds, did deployments. Really cool DOCSIS project I worked on was we put a UBR 10K configured one in Walt Disney World to Disneyland, and we did some of the first video conferencing from the two campuses across country back in I guess somewhere around 2016 ish. No, I'm sorry, 2014, 2015. But yeah, so that's very cool. And then migrated on into the video world completely, building IPTV head-ins, working with technology from Harmonic and working with technology from Microsoft at the time. And then later on went into the video business completely with a little company called Minerva out of San Jose. And then from there migrated to Harmonic, and I've been there since 2016. So I think it's going on my 8th year with the company. Little cool fact, I think it's a very cool fact for me. I joined early enough I didn't, my first day of work, they introduced Cable OS, which is now COS, branded as COS. And I sat and I'm like hearing my onboarding, hey, first week on the job, and they're talking about this Cable OS product. And I was like, yeah, you don't want to be the dumb guy at the table to start with, right? So you're like holding all these questions. So when we left the room, I had like one-on-one that evening with some friends or some coworkers, and I'm like, "Hey guys, can you tell me what this product is? I need to understand if I understood it correct." And then when you start realizing what it is, and you're talking about doing, RF over IP and pseudo wire and all the cool technologies, it really worked out. Pretty cool. So I start building networks in my head as I've always done, going, hey, you mean I could stick a node over here? I could stick an RPD here and I could do video here. And you start thinking about all this cool stuff you can do with the technology. From there, we sold, I was actually part of probably the first 15 or 20 sales publicly of Cable OS, and was able to be here from the start. So very cool. Uh, Very neat path for me. I think I was here at the right time because what we're doing now is light years from where we were, and we just keep growing and add new technologies and venturing into different things. And we can get into that a little bit. We get into the vCore technology a little bit.
So you and COS share an anniversary date, is what I heard.
Yeah, almost. It had been released to one customer before I was here. So yeah, it was. We could say from the general GA version of COS, I was there. Luckily.
So,
Yeah.
so I think we can talk about that a little bit as an enabler to, what your point is you can really be flexible in configuring your network to be efficient, and then also, move that technology out to the edge with a disaggregated core.
Certainly.
Um, but then, what we're really here to talk about today is the what's new and what's going on with DOCSIS 4. There's been a lot of chatter over the last couple of years since the DOCSIS 4 spec was announced. But it got a little crunchy there for the first couple of years, right? Because everybody's idea of what DOCSIS 4 was a little different, and that put a strain on the vendor community, right? Just who do I support and what do I build? And so where are we now?